4 of Utah's top high school football teams have traveled to Pocatello to take on Idaho's finest. It's the 2009 Rocky Mountain Rumble, next on Altitude. We are in Pocatello, Idaho, the sites of the second annual Rocky Mountain Rumble. Inside Holtz Arena, our matchup, the Mountain Crest Mustangs versus the Pocatello Indians. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching. Michael Clanton along with Doug Anderson. We'll be joined in a few moments by Blake Olson. It's been an eventful day already at the Rocky Mountain Rumble. This is Game 3 as we take a look at the action that's happened already, as it was the Skyview Bobcats taking care of Lake City 41-7, and then Game 2 was an intriguing matchup. Bear River able to come back and beat Minico by a score of 31-21, and then the nightcap will be Highland, Utah versus Highland, Idaho. So a full day of football again on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. And let's talk about the Mountain Crest Mustangs out of Hiram, Utah, which is just outside of Logan. Pretty good team in the 4A ranks. Many think they'll contend for a state title in those ranks. They come in at a mark of 2-1, and they have a special quarterback.
Yeah, if they're going to compete for that state championships, Alex Preston is going to have a lot to do with that, a lot to say. He threw for 2,700 yards and 24 touchdowns as a sophomore, and now he's back for his junior campaign. His coach says he's a lot of fun to watch.
The Pocatello Indians, they come in at a mark of 1-1. They've had a lot of success recently in the 4A ranks, and they have a terrific defensive end and also fullback.
Yeah, he plays really big on both sides of the ball. That's Wes Howard. He's 6'2", 230 pounds, and he brings it both on offense and defense. And when he's not in there, Jaron Batts will step in and spell him, but it's a huge running attack for the Pocatello Indians.
Well, we've met the teams and we've met the star players. When we come back, Mountain Crest and Pocatello. Kickoff is next.
Drawing up the savings at Chad, where you can save a little or a whole lot. This month, save anywhere from 10, 20, 30, or even $100 off your first month's rent. And for you even luckier ones, draw the Harley chip and get your first month free. Ready me furniture, electronic, appliance, or computer, and save, save, save. 50% early payoff option, same-day delivery, and prices that can't be beat. While you're here, sign yourself up to win a brand new Harley. So pick your price and draw up the savings today. And remember,
It's so easy to rent and a chat.
Altitude's offering up front row tickets and backstage passes to some of the hottest acts on the local music scene. On Stage, Tuesdays at 9, only on Altitude.
I'm a Rockies fan. We're Rockies fans. I'm a Rockies fan.
we're Rockies fans.
We hold the key. We always buckle up. Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Every trip.
Every time.
Every trip.
Every time.
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
Responsibility has its rewards.
Go Rockies!
Go Rockies! Go Rockies!
Go Rockies!
Go Rockies!
I'm in on the action.
Hey guys, who needs a brush? This is looking great. How you doing over there, buddy?
I'm in on the action.
All across the country, high school students are joining forces with Volunteers of America and Major League Baseball players to create action teams.
Action teams are a great way.
To help people in your community who really need it.
We want to inspire the next generation of volunteers.
So start an action team at your school and get in on the action.
Learn more at volunteersofamerica.org/action team.
From Dave Mira's stomach-turning spins to Shaun White's gravity-defying aerials, Altitude's got the most extreme athletes performing stunts all summer long. Check altitude.tv for all listings.
Today's Rocky Mountain Rumble action on Altitude is being brought to you by Medved, home of the original push, pull, or drag. Visit the giant Medved Autoplex in Wheat Ridge and Castle Rock. And by Pizza Hut. Tackle your hunger with the Pizzone from America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut. Order online today. Back inside Holtz Arena here, Game 3 of the Rocky Mountain Rumble. So far, the Utah schools up 2-0. Will Pocatello be able to change that? Let's go on the field now with Blake Olson.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Obviously, 2 new teams to the Rocky Mountain Rumble and Mountain Crest and Pocatello. It's the home field for Pocatello. What are the keys to the game for Mountain Crest? Let's hear from their head coach, Mark Wooten.
I know they're going to want to control the ball. You know, that's probably what a lot of people are going to try to do with us. So we have to try to get some 3-and-outs with them. We can't turn the ball over. Can't get into a slugfest with them. You know, we need to come out fast and hopefully put some pressure on them.
All right, MC head coach Mark Wooten. Guys, back upstairs to you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Blake. And Doug, I'm curious, your keys of the game.
Now, the keys to the game, I think, are going to rest on the defensive side of the ball as it responds to the offensive side. So can Pocatello's pass defense, can their rush, can their defensive backs contain Alex Caressa and crew? And conversely, on the other side, is there any answer on Mountain Crest side of the ball to Jaron Batts and Wes Howard?
A potent rushing attack, to be sure, for the Pocatello Indians. There's a look at Mark Wooten's 6th year, 41-21 during that time span at Mountain Crest, including winning state back in 2005. And on the other sideline, Tom Hansen in his 6th year, 27 years overall, though. And he has been a terrific head coach for Pocatello. We talked about all the success they've had recently. And it appears that Pocatello, the designated home team, this is their home field, as you mentioned, in the blue, Mountain Crest in the whites. And we're underway here at the Rocky Mountain Rumble. Short kick, and it takes a bounce. I believe Mountain Crest able to recover that at the 23-yard line. What an interesting beginning. Tanner Richardson, I think, might have popped on the football.
Yeah, that ball just came in. It was kind of a line drive kick, and it looks like it bounced right off the pads. Yeah, that's Cody Powell back there. I had no idea where the ball even went. Very opportune opportunity there for Mountain Crest.
So Mountain Crest, a terrific offense already, 2-1 this year. They average about 39 points a game. They're coming off a dominating performance against East. They won 48-0. Caressa rarely played in that second half.
Yeah, and that's 2 games of their 3 this year that they've had 48 points. So Mountain Crest is not afraid of getting in the end zone.
Caressa, just a junior. We'll get into his career as this game progresses, but what a start he has had. This pass is caught inside the 10-yard line, and that is Alex Knowles. And we'll see a lot from Knowles, both on offense and defense, because of injuries. As we take a look at the offensive lineup for the Mountain Crest Mustangs.
Yeah, Alex Knowles is going to be joined in the backfield by Archibald. And again, a lot of weapons for Alex. It's not all Caressa.
Watch for Matt Stewart, too, number 8. We saw terrific receiver. Caressa caught for a touchdown. Mountain Crest with the early lead. And I think that was Stewart in the front corner. And what a beginning here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Mike, that's way too easy. 2 plays after the fumbled kickoff, and Caressa has his team into the end zone, his first touchdown pass.
20th reception by Matt Stewart, his 4th touchdown of the year. And for Caressa, touchdown pass number 9. Odd beginning here in Pocatello, as the extra point is no good. So it'll remain 6-0 Mountain Crest, a early lead with 11:36 remaining.
Yeah, take a couple looks at this as Caressa walks or rotates out to the right side, wide open, broken coverage. He just went and Stewart found a spot in the open area and just sat down and waited for the ball to come. Again, 3 defenders over there, but they'd all kind of collapsed on a different Mustang receiver.
Now Mountain Crest, they've been able to get out early in ball games. You talked a little bit about the Highland game. They got out to a quick start there before coasting in the second half. And they were up against Lone Peak, which is a 5A school down in Utah, and really were a first down away from being undefeated. They couldn't kill the clock with 1:46, gave up a big pass play and lost that game. But, well, this is a team you don't want to spot points to coming right out the back.
Yeah, and that's why Coach Wooten told us yesterday that his biggest challenge, or one of his biggest challenges with this team, is complacency, because they have such high expectations. We just win every game and we move towards getting back to the state championship. So we've got to win each game and each play in succession.
He talked about that Lone Peak game because Lone Peak got blasted by Bountiful in week 1, and the kids all saw the score and like, okay, that's a pretty good program, but they didn't have the full attention. Now they've got the full attention, and they put it together against East. So take 2 on this kickoff return. And this time it's Ed and Katz taking it out past the 25 and to about the 27-yard line.
That's Zachary Correll. They're taking that kickoff. A little bit better outcome for them than their first kick. It's there that the Pocatello Indian offense will step out onto the field, and we'll see what kind of answer they have to Mountain Crest.
Yeah, pardon you, 8 and 9. I got them mixed up. I couldn't quite tell from up here in the booth. Well, Hargraves, their starting quarterback. We'll see a backup come in throughout the game. They believe in the 2-man rotation because they're both seniors and they both deserve to play, is the word that we get from Coach Harrison. So first offensive possession here for the Pocatello Indians. And they start on the ground. Spinning his way is Jake Valentine, the 5'6", 156-pound running back.
Yeah, again, he's not the running back that we've been talking about, so maybe a little bit of misdirection by Coach Harrison. But Trevor Rupp is going to anchor that offensive line, and he's going to open up holes for Wes Howard and Jaron Batts. Again, a tremendous offense by this Pocatello Indian team.
And Rupp, a pretty good wrestler, too. I understand state champion.
Absolutely. Both teams filled with state champion wrestlers.
A very good point. The coaches know each other, the 2 wrestling programs. Going to keep it on the ground. Across the 35-yard line. And that, I believe, is Correll.
Yeah, they've got a tremendous attack, and that's Tom Harrison football right there. We're just going to step up, and we're going to put our guys against your guys, and we're going to play smash mouth football.
Yeah, the Mountain Crest defense, not the biggest offensive line. Coach Wooten telling us that, many of these guys will not be starters on other teams because of their size, but they put the best 11 on the field. Well, here's Joshua Pollard. They start they rotate every 3 plays, is my understanding. So he's getting his first opportunity here on a 3rd and 2. And a quick timeout taken by Pocatello. They want to talk about this. It's an important down. Trailing 7-0 to begin the ball game. You want to pick this up.
Yeah, Joshua Pollard, he's actually comes from a family. His older brother played quarterback for the Indians, so a competition within the family.
Attention Big Sky football fans, don't miss a minute of your favorite teams. Altitude is your home for Big Sky football this season. Coverage begins next Saturday at 6 p.m. when the Idaho State Bengals visit Weber State, the Wildcats. Watch Big Sky Conference football all season long right here on Altitude.
Exciting time for Big Sky football. The local teams, especially Weber and Idaho State, trying to make a difference. Remove Montana and Montana State from the top of the standings.
Montana, of course, ranked in the top 10, as was Weber State up until last week, and they almost got Wyoming. Turned the ball over a little too many times, but that should be a heck of a game. We're looking forward to that in Ogden next Saturday. Again, it's Valentine getting the edge. A ton of running room into Mountain Crest territory. Finally forced down at the 42-yard line. Terrific job by Jake Valentine, just 5'6".
Yeah, you're going to see the credit go to Jake Valentine, but watch this block by Wes Howard right here that springs him. A nice job on the outside, which springs Valentine, who got all the way downfield eventually before Malin Bruff finally pulled him down. Again, a nice run by Pocatello.
Keegan Mitten, welcome to Pocatello football, right? What a block that time by Wes Howard. Valentine getting a quick drink. Back the other way. And the ball is loose. The second turnover committed by Pocatello. And Mountain Crest will have it at about the 47-yard line. So another break here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Nate Rigby picking up that loose ball before being tackled by Jaron Batts, which actually saved a touchdown. But, too bad this ball is going to squirt out for Pocatello, but I'll take that, says Mountain Crest. Second turnover of the game here early in the first quarter.
Nate Rigby, I understand, fastest kid in school, plays on the defensive line. He's only 5'11", 175 pounds. comes up with a big turnover for the Mustangs. Here's Caressa with time. Caught on the far side. Down to about the 37-yard line.
Now Caressa looks so poised as he stands there in the backfield, and again it looks like the defensive backfield of Pocatello is having a hard time finding where the receivers are, and Caressa is having an easy time of it, just poking out or finding where the open receiver is and getting the ball to him.
Look at Moore, made that last reception. A lot of weapons here for Mountain Crest. Here's Caressa being pursued from behind, throws on the run, looking to go to Stewart. It's incomplete at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, flushed out of the pocket by Wes Howard. Again, we talked about him on the offensive side of the ball, but he's a very intimidating defensive end on the defensive side of the ball, chasing Caressa from the pocket.
Brings up a 2nd and 10. Caressa completes about 60% of his passes coming in. 60 completions, 99 attempts, 1,000 yards already, and 8 touchdowns. Of course, we've seen number 9 early in the first quarter. From the gun, going to keep it on the ground, and it breaks free for him. Open in the middle, down to the 25-yard line. That's a first down for Mountain Crest. Josh Ibanez, 2 carries for 2 yards coming into this. So seldomly used, but comes up with a first down here for Mountain Crest.
Yeah, he wasn't even touched until he was 12 yards downfield. Again, Pocatello seems to be a little bit mystified as to exactly what Mountain Crest is trying to do.
Movements on the well, we'll have to see. Perhaps both sides moved a little bit. We saw the 2 ends come in for Pocatello.
We got a defensive encroachment. 5 yards.
So penalty will be on Pocatello. You know, we did that first game, Skyview and Lake City. And Lake City, 13 penalties, I think. It really hurt them. And they lost the turnover battle. And right now, it's the same thing right now by this Pocatello team.
Yeah, what do coaches preach? Fundamentals. If you do the basics, you end up increasing your chances of winning the game. Well, turnovers and penalties are 2 of those.
1st and 5 after the infraction. 4 receiver set. Caressa with time. Deflected, but still caught by Stewart. And he's down inside the 14.
Yeah, that's Trevor Rupp on the tackle. Again, he makes you pay, but again, it's downfield and enough for a first down. Again, Caressa with the ball. It's going to be tipped and knocked up into the air. Tip drill. Stewart's going to pull it in before Rupp finally makes the tackle. Again, joined in there on that tackle by Dathan Williams.
Starting corner again. They're going to keep it on the ground to Josh, getting his 2nd carry. That's as many carries as he's had all year long.
This is a fun time. You know, Mike, you mentioned penalties and turnovers, miscues in general. Sometimes you can get away with those against inferior opponents, but when you're playing the best of the best, you just can't have those.
Under 8 minutes to play, first quarter, 6-0 Mustangs, using a turnover right off the kickoff to convert Caressa to Stewart for the touch, as we're going to have a timeout by Mountain Crest. They want to talk things over as they face a 2nd and 10 from the 13. And we'll step aside with them. 7:52 left. Back to Pocatello, Idaho after this.
I'm a PGA Tour winner and a Ryder Cup champion, and I switched to Srixon.
I switched to Srixon and moved up 90 spots in driving distance.
I switched to Srixon and won 10 times worldwide.
I switched to Srixon and became a top 10 player in the world and the highest ranked European player.
I have played the #1 ball my entire career, and I have switched to Srixon to play a better ball.
Make the switch. Srixon. Play a better ball.
If you looked at my Subaru Outback, you might think I didn't love it. But the truth is, I consider the dirt and trail dust and mud that gets splattered on it kind of a badge of honor. Who am I to wash all that away? I just let the universe take care of it.
Live big. Love an Outback. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
For the lowest prices guaranteed, visit Flatiron Subaru in Boulder today.
Back inside the Holtz Arena, Mountain Crest with the early 6-0 lead and threatening here. After the timeout, they face a 2nd and 10 on the 13-yard line. And there is Alex Caressa. super quarterback for this Mountain Crest team. Knowles, they keep it on the ground. Gets to the 10, gets a block, and he's in for the touchdown. Alex Knowles. That is his 9th touchdown of the season. So he's off to a good start here in 09. Has played a lot of games for this Mountain Crest team.
Yeah, a little bit of misdirection before Alex takes the ball and does a lot of the work on his own, although he's getting some nice sealing blocks on the end before he takes it in for the 2nd touchdown of the afternoon for Mountain Crest.
Mustangs will go for 2. Remember, the extra point was missed after their first score. 4 wides, and that's Knowles in the backfield. Caressa, all sorts of time. And is it caught? It's not. Receiver unable to hang on that time. And that was Moore, but still the Mustangs able to get the score as we have another look at it.
Yeah, this is a very nice play and a nice effort on behalf of not only the line, but Alex Knowles in taking the ball, entering the end zone almost unharmed.
I misspoke. Not a surprise here. His 10th touchdown of the season. Came in with 9, 6 receiving and 3 rushing. So he has had a terrific start to this 09 campaign. As saw Coach Wooten proud of the start so far that Mountain Crest has gotten off to. And now if you're Pocatello, you're trailing 12-0 and you've rarely touched the ball.
Yeah, and Pocatello's not usually accustomed to this. Usually Tom Harrison coach teams are the ones that do the smacking and not getting smacked. So he'll have to turn around and have a response here. It would be nice to have if you're Pocatello, to have a nice return, more like the second one, not the first one.
So take 3 for this Pocatello offense. As dropping back deep is Cody Powell and also Zachary Corral. There is Knowles, 5 plays, 47 yards, 2:06 off the clock. Mountain Crest able to take opportunity off the take advantage of the opportunities off the turnovers. There's Corral all the way to the 30-yard line. So a pretty good drive start and a nice return. Let's look at the mistakes here that lead to points for Mountain Crest.
Again, the opening kickoff. This is going to bounce off the pads. Jot about 20 yards back upfield. Mountain Crest will recover. That's the opening kickoff of the game, which Caressa will turn around quickly and find Stewart wide open in the end zone. 6-0 after the missed PAT. And then we're going to get, again, Pocatello putting the ball on the turf, covered by the Mustangs. And another Alex Knowles this time is going to take the ball around the right side, which has our score currently at 12-0.
Third opportunity here for Pocatello. They were driving the ball after that last possession. Is our first look at Wes Howard, number 35 on the offensive side, coming in 26 rushing attempts, 243 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, we've, the game's been moving so quickly, we haven't even been able to get to all the players. You're looking at the Mustang defensive line there, followed by their linebackers, Spencer Schwab, Josh Ibanez, we've called his name a couple of times, and then Tyler Weiss, the speed demon in the defensive backfield, playing cornerback, again responsible for stopping the Indians.
Hargraves to pass, pressure coming, and he's going to be dropped for a sack back at the 28-yard line. That defense getting after it.
Matt Stewart's going to get credit for that sack, but he had a number of people that were in there harassing him, harassing Hargraves. Again, the rotating quarterbacks, and 3, you can see 3 Mustangs all over the quarterback before they finally bring him down behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a defense that has yielded 16 points, again, coming off of a shutout performance against East last week.
Levi Weston and crew helping Stewart obtain that sack.
Pollard in the game now for Pocatello. As they continue with the rotating quarterbacks. Pressure coming. They get off the screenplay. There's Howard. Battles his way to the 35. Will be short of a first down on a 3rd and 11. And Pocatello might punt the football away, but there is a penalty marker at the 15.
Yeah, I think they went after Pollard.
15 yards, first down.
That's one way of converting first downs, by penalty.
Yeah, any way you can get them at this point. And they'll for sure take that and not apologize for that. First down for Pocatello will keep the drive alive. Remember, Mountain Crest had him stopped there but the penalty continues the drive here for the Indians. And a 15-yarder, so that really changes field position now for Pocatello.
Exactly right. This is their first foray into the Mustang side of the field. So Hargraves back under center.
Keep it on the ground. Boy, maybe a yard, just not much there against the defensive front for Mountain Crest. Shaw Green, who had 4 carries for 5 yards against Idaho Falls, coming in though 9 carries for 26 yards overall.
Yeah, again, just kind of spelling the other 2 backs. He's not one of the primary ball carriers, but Coach Harrison can run out a lot of players.
Haven't seen Jaron Batts really. And he's a sophomore, came in, but the final game his freshman year, did very well. And he's had a great beginning already to this 09 season. And he gets it here. And a big hold, twisting and turning his way for an Indian first down.
Yeah, you can see him coming from his wing position. This guy's a speed demon. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got a track background. He's one of those junior Olympians. He also spends time playing lacrosse in the offseason. So coming from the wing, cuts back across the field, finds a spot up the middle, and then just gets as many yards as he can, including the first down.
On the year, 14 carries, 186 yards in 2 touchdowns. He can also catch the ball, 6 receptions, 74 yards in a couple of scores. So they use him in different ways. Speaking of bats. To the 35.
Yeah, Wes Howard is just a load to bring down. It takes more than one, and if it's just the one, he's going to get pounded.
Nice. You talk about his size, 6'2", 230. He is a beast in that Mountain Crest defensive line. They're pretty good, but they're not big.
Yeah, they're not. They're, as Coach Wooten calls, overachievers. They work hard. They've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they say, we can play this game like the big boys.
Raider Lofthouse, one of the defensive tackles, 5'7", 155 pounds. You don't hear that very much in the 4A ranks. Bats trying to get wide. Mountain Crest doing a good job stringing it out.
Yeah, again, nice play by the Mustangs defense, moving Batts, taking advantage or reducing or eliminating his speed by spreading him out, making him run east-west, never giving him a chance to cut it up. Good job by Mustangs.
Set up in 3rd and 4 here now for Pocatello. This has been their best drive so far. 4:13 remaining. Mountain Crest leading 12-0. Pocatello threatening here. Here's Howard. And he's going to be close. It appears that he's just short. Well, it depends on the spot, though, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That's kind of a common phrase. But you see him just driving those legs. You may have him or think you have him, but his legs continue to move. Again, as you suggested, just short.
So 4th and inches, and Coach Harrison, you know him best. Go for it here.
Yeah, Coach Harrison is I mean, the classic players coach. They believe in him. Whatever he says, they believe and they try to do. He comes with a storied track record. He had 8 state titles up the road, up I-15 with Snake River before coming down to Pocatello, and in short order bringing a state title to Pocatello High School.
Altitude Sports and Entertainment is your sports network for Idaho. Altitude is available on DirecTV Channel 681 and Dish Network Channel 410. Fans, don't miss any of the action. Call your local satellite retailer today and ask for Altitude. That came over to Pocatello, in 04? Quickly winning a state title. And you mentioned just a terrific coach, 27 years overall. And boy, those gaudy numbers with the state titles, very impressive. Going to pick up the first down and much more. He talked about it on the previous 3rd down play. Looks like he was stopped. Keeps churning those legs, extra yardage. Good second effort and another first down for Pocatello.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who likes this more, whether it's Howard or the offensive line, because they like just lining up across from people and just pounding them. That's what they do.
Coach Wooten looking on his defense, just surrendering 16 points a game. Pocatello, they average 28 points. So 2 pretty good offenses and defenses when you look at the numbers. Valentine trying to get wide. Howard again with a nice block. And Howard is inside the 20-yard line. Valentine inside the 20.
Yeah, Valentine just split those two defenders. It looked like one thought the other one, and the other one thought the other one, and in the end, neither of them got him. So Valentine's going to take this, go off the left side. Again, Wes Howard is the leading blocker out there, and he just pierced the two of them.
Another look. Again, nice block by Howard. Valentine does a good job following that. Sometimes running backs will kind of do their own thing, trying to get the big play instead of being patient and waiting for the block to set up. Valentine, not the biggest guy in the world. You see that, 5'6", but has had an impact in this game as Batts goes in motion. Keeping it on the ground and tripped up at the 20. Nice defensive effort made by Mountain Crest.
Yeah, it's Mikey Cavanaugh, it looked like. Oh, no, Zach Correll.
Listen to this. Some hitting.
There is some hitting down there. These are two great programs that are coached very, very well, that have kids that really want to play the game. So that they step in, put their hat in the middle of it, and go for it.
A big 3rd and 6 here for both teams. Pocatello trying to get back into this game. They had 2 turnovers that have led to 2 touchdowns for Mountain Crest. Wide open, caught for a touchdown. And there's that sophomore, Jaron Batts. And Pokey is on the board. Nice play call.
Pretty play, absolutely. Faked the handoff and kind of sucked everybody in. And then sneaking off the left side was that speedy Jaron Batts. Again, nice pass, way behind the defense. Nobody within 5 yards of him. Easy pitch and catch. First touchdown for the Indians.
That's Hargrave's 3rd touchdown pass of the year. 2 penalty markers coming out on the extra point. Remember, Mountain Crest, they missed their first kick and then went for 2 and did not get it. Illegal substitution, the call here on the Mustangs.
Now, it looks like Harrison is still going to kick this, just to make it a little bit easier.
Noah Bush with the PAT, and it splits the uprights. So Pocatello able to come back. Mountain Crest still leading 12-7 with 1.5 remaining. The sophomore Batts has done it again.
Attention, Englewood, Parker, and surrounding areas. At Burt Chevrolet Pontiac Buick GMC, this month only. Save up to $12,000. 09 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4, just $25,995. 09 Chevy Equinox All-Wheel Drive, $21,995. 09 Buick LaCrosse CX, only $29,995. 08 Pontiac G6 Sedan, just $16,995. Don't miss your chance to save up to $12,000. Burt Chevrolet Pontiac Buick GMC, serving Englewood and Parker.
Don't miss your chance to play in the Colorado Avalanche Charity Golf Classic on Tuesday, September 29th at the beautiful Ridge at Castle Pines North. This annual event gives you an opportunity to spend a day with Avalanche players, coaches, and management while enjoying a great day of golf. With support from Crocky Sports Charities and the Colorado Avalanche, proceeds benefit health, education, and recreation programs for children and families in Colorado. Don't miss out. Make your reservation today at coloradoavalanche.com or call 303-405-1166.
Well, Pocatello able to get on the board when they don't turn the ball over. That offense is pretty good. Nice play calling, too.
Yeah, and it ran time off the clock. And the key is that when they're on the field, number 7 for Mountain Crest is not on the field.
That's a good point. As we talked about how explosive this offense has been, and we've seen it already, even though they've had short fields to work on. They've been able to score the 2 times they've been able to touch the ball. Bush again to kick off. Niederhauser back deep, 6'2", 185-pound senior. And this is Niederhaus from about the 13-yard line to the 25 and to the 30, and he's spilled out of bounds there. So another possession here for Mountain Crest. This time the field position not so good. And let's see what Caress and this offense can do.
Yeah, it looks like Niederhauser had a little bit of room had he gone to the right, but it looks like he had predetermined that he was going to go left.
And a penalty marker is down.
We have a block in the back on the receiving team. 10 yards, first down.
So the field position gets even worse. Let's see if we can see it.
Whoa. Yeah, and that doesn't help. I mean, pushing the tackler into the ball carrier is a problem on both sides.
He got his money's worth out of that one.
Absolutely.
He held the jersey and the little block. And
a couple of great coaches, Coach Wooten and Coach Harrison, and players that love to play the game of football and love to play for those two coaches. Winning coaches, winning programs.
Yes, well said. So 1st and 10 after the penalty from the 16. Here's Caressa on the move, and it's caught. And then finally drug out at about the 25-yard line.
You know, I don't know if it's good route running, if it's misdirection, if they're just confused or what, but there's way too much cushion being given. But maybe it's just respect. Maybe Pocatello's giving respect to Mountain Crest.
First time we've called Tyler Weiss's name, the 6'1", 175 senior. He's had a terrific year. 17 catches, 430 yards coming in, and 3 touchdowns. Last week against East, 6 catches for 101 yards. But first time they've been able to get him involved. Here's Caressa. Knowles is wide open at the 30. Up past the 45 and then forced out of bounds.
Yeah, and like everything, we can see the skill players and where the ball is because there's separation from all of the mass. But you'll see on that play there was the lineman on the right side took out 2 players, which actually allowed Caressa to have enough time to throw back to the other side and hit Knowles for the big gain.
Brigham eventually getting him out of bounds, coming in with 11 tackles, which led the team coming in. Speaking of number 41, Dylan Brigham. From the 48, Knowles going to keep it on the ground into Indian territory, turns the edge. And again, it was Dylan forcing him out of bounds, and here comes a penalty marker. As Knowles getting a few opportunities on the ground. I know Coach Wooten raves about him, says if he was a little bit taller, he'd be one of the more highly recruited running backs in the state of Utah.
Yeah, he is very, very exciting to watch. In fact, he was considered the outstanding running back, got the award at the BYU Summer
Got a late
Camp
hit
this summer.
out of bounds on the defense. 15 yards, first down.
1,600 yards of total offense last year, so he is a machine. He is a weapon. Yeah, again, it looks like Brigham and team just kind of rode him out of bounds a little bit and eventually sat on him too deep. Way too far out of bounds.
Another personal foul in this game, and it moves the ball to the 26-yard line. Mountain Crest on the move again, scoring on their first few possessions. Here's Caressa. Doesn't do that a whole lot. He's caught at the 25.
Yeah, Robbie Carr is going to drag him down and help him do a little somersault. Nice play by Pocatello's defensive lineman. 230 pounds tackling Alex Caressa, who's a shade over 160.
Does have 6 rushing touchdowns in his career, but certainly known more for his arm than his running ability. Although he's in track, I guess he's really improved on the 40 time and pretty good basketball player. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. Our score, Mountain Crest 12, Indian 7. Back to Pocatello right after this.
Get your engines revving with Kurt Hansen and Race Central TV, featuring news and highlights from all around the globe. Thursdays at 5:30, only on Altitude.
For over 40 years, community ministry has focused on important human needs, providing food and clothing to economically distressed families of Southwest Denver.
Community ministry is a ministry that helps the neighborhood. We do a lot of good here.
It's just amazing that we have hope out there. We have a place we can go to.
By working together and sharing a common vision, The Soldiers Angels Foundation has been able to send thousands of care packages to deployed and wounded soldiers, as well as to their families here at home. Soldiers Angels are volunteers dedicated to ensure every American service member knows they are loved and supported. Visit soldiersangels.org for information on how you can help bring home healthy soldiers. Soldiers Angels. May no soldier go unloved. Hundreds of hopefuls take their shot, but only 6 make it to the final table. See who can check, bluff, and raise their way to the ultimate payout. The Heartland Poker Tour. Sundays at 9, only on Altitude.
On the Idaho State campus, we're in Pocatello, Idaho. You're watching the 2009 Rocky Mountain Rumble on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. With Doug Anderson and Blake Olson, I am Michael Clanton, and right now, Mountain Crest leading 12-7 with possession, been able to capitalize on a couple of Indian turnovers.
Yeah, now doing a good job on their own, without any help from Pocatello, in moving the ball down the field.
The 2nd and 9 from the 25 for Caressa and company. Another 4 receiver sets. Caressa with time, trying to go to Weiss on the outside. It's incomplete. So a 3rd down coming up for Mountain Crest.
Yeah, you watch Mountain Crest line there, and it looks like they kind of take offense to when the Pocatello Indian defenders actually get to Caressa and knock him down. You're not touching our quarterback.
Coach Wooten looking on. Total yards, Mountain Crest with the advantage. 3rd and 9. Caressa on the move, looking downfield. Makes a move, and then he's going to be dropped at the 22. Shy of a 1st down. I think he was trying to go to Stewart, hoping Stewart could break free. Never quite worked out. Caressa didn't force the issue, just tried to pick up as many yards as possible, but 4th down coming up.
Yeah, that shows a smart play on his part, but I'm thinking what he saw downfield is that the Pocatello defensive backfield finally decided to man up and cover the receivers. Nobody was open. Great job.
4th and 6, and it appears that Mountain Crest will go for it. Crest attacking to Stewart now in the slots on this near side. So 4th and 6. First gamble of the game for the Mustangs. Knowles stretches out, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. So rolling the dice, Coach Wooten, and it works off. The two Alexes get together, and they love to get Knowles in space. You see how shifty and creative he is.
Yeah, double dose of Alex. Had he been tackled at first contact, it would have gone over on downs. But again, he establishes that contact, keeps his legs moving, and moves forward for a 1st down.
And Coach Wooten telling me he runs out of tackles all the time. He says, watch him after the first contact. He always seems to break it and then get additional yardage. And that was a case in point. You see the start by Caressa, 7 of 9, 80 yards, and a score. Knowles again off that right side to the 10.
It's a little bit crowded over there. You get down here inside the red zone, and there's a lot of Pocatello Indians and a lot of weight and a lot of strength. We talked about the state championship wrestlers. That a lot of those guys are down there, and they like this kind of football.
Knowles coming in with 135 yards rushing, but it's also the pass catching ability that makes him so dangerous. Under 10 minutes to play, 2nd quarter, Mountain Crest. They have led throughout. Looking to put more points on the board. They face a 2nd and 6. I formation. Knowles up the middle, inside the 5. Penalty marker coming in. Thrown by the back judge.
This is going to come back. Going to catch somebody holding off those Indian pursuers. So it's tough coming right. It looks at right there, number 11.
I think it was Josh.
Yeah.
With the hold.
Ivana is trying to keep the defender off the ball carrier.
Holding number 11 White on the offense. 10 yards, spot for the foul, 3rd down.
Negates a nice effort by Knowles Would have had it inside the 5-yard line. Would have been first and goal for Mountain Crest, but he'll be back to the 21. You don't often see Mountain Crest in I. Normally they like to, the spread formation, spread everybody out, and just let Caressa make those reads and those receivers and really pick defenses apart, but actually lining up in the I. Trips formation to the far side for Caressa and company. 2nd and 17 after the hold. There's Alex. Has time. Looks downfield and going to throw on the run, and it's caught at the 15. And they promptly tackled there as going to have an injury as Stewart makes another grab. Trying to see who it is. Looked like an offensive lineman who's on the ground at about the 27.
It's like Neil Stott.
And Stott is one of their best offensive linemen. I know, going through some hard times with his family. He's been so consistent for Mountain Crest, and this would be a major loss. As the trainers continue to look at him as Stewart makes another catch. Well, we had a chance to speak to Mark Wooten. Actually, you had a chance to speak to Coach Wooten, and he talked about some of his playmakers.
Yeah, we have several kids I think have the potential to play. Our quarterback's Alex Caressa. He's just a junior, was offered by Utah State this past summer. And then Matt Stewart, he's a 3-year starter, starts on both sides of the ball. He's getting a lot of interest from some pretty good schools. And then Alex Knowles and Tyler Weiss, a couple kids, pretty fast kids, great football players. We're still waiting for the offers to come. We don't get a lot at Mountain Crest, but hopefully some of these kids will.
So there was Coach Wooten talking about some of the playmakers, and Stott getting up, having to be assisted though to the sideline. You hope that young man's okay. I guess a very quiet guy, but just so good on that offensive line.
Yeah, have to be. Have somebody like Caressa have the accolades he does as such a youngster in the program means that he's getting a lot of protection. So kudos to the offensive line.
Despite the 12-7 lead, Mountain Crest unable to capitalize or convert on 3rd down. And this is a long one, 3rd and 12 for Caressa. Has time, throws, and it's intercepted. This might be a pick 6. Dathan coming back and tackled at the 43. So a mistake by Caressa, and Dathan Williams, the corner, the senior, with a huge play.
Yeah, that's goal line defense right there. A touchdown saving tackle by Alex Caressa, but again, ill-advised. He's got to throw this hard. He's got pressure coming down on him. He just steps in front of Tyler Weiss, and he's going the other direction. Again, save it be for Caressa. That would have been 6 points.
Weiss, one of his favorite targets. You saw he was pressured at the last moment, couldn't quite step into it, and just a very nice play by Dathan Williams.
Yeah, that pressure applied by Richie Teo probably made him throw that maybe before he wanted or if he wanted.
Sure. Teo, 5'9", 215-pound junior. My understanding he's new to the program this year. Speaking to some of the coaches, there is Williams. What a play that was.
Yeah, that was a big one. We talk about turnovers as game changers, and at this point it had been 2 fumbles against Pocatello, and now the interception kind of evens things out a little bit.
So Hargraves comes back. Done a pretty good job leading this offensive attack. We talked about it. Average 28 points a ball game, and once they hold on to the ball, they've been able to score. Running play, not much that time.
Yeah, it looked like Matt Stewart coming in from his end position. May have been a lot of them. May have been, Raider Lofthouse, 5'7", 155-pound, also a senior, stepped in there and made sure that play didn't get anywhere beyond the line of scrimmage.
155-pound defensive tackle. I mean, you just don't see that often, and he's been doing that for a number of years. His brother Ethan, much bigger. Ethan now at Iowa. in that wrestling program. He was a 4-time wrestling state champion. As Hargraves has time, goes deep, wants the big ball, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Niederhauser.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Niederhauser. He turned his head around, stayed with him, got out of his back pedal, stayed with the receiver, and when the ball came, he just jumped up and met it at its highest point. Nice defensive play.
Brings up a 4th down.
Again, Hargraves is just heaving that ball. He was open for a minute, but it hangs up there just long enough for Niederhauser to make up the difference and swat the ball away.
Try to go to Kyle Hansen, who's the best receiver on the team. Good punts. I don't know if there was miscommunication that time. There's 2 returners back from Mountain Crest, and neither one of them take it, as the ball will be down finally at the 10-yard line. Will step aside. Mountain Crest still leading 12-7.
Every year in the United States, there are more than 300,000 sport-related concussions. More than 60% of all teenage athletes will get one. And if returned to play too soon, kids can die, even from a mild bell ringer. Concussed kids take longer to heal, and return to play should be gradual. Get current on concussion. Know the symptoms, know the facts. KnowConcussion.org.
If you're a novice angler or a skilled hunter, Altitude's got 4 shows playing all summer long that'll take care of your outdoor adventure fix. Check altitude.tv for all listings.
Altitude's offering up front row tickets and backstage passes to some of the hottest acts on the local music scene. On Stage, Tuesdays at 9, only on Altitude.
Inside Holtz Arena here in Pocatello, Idaho. Right now, Mountain Crest leading 12-7. Mustangs backed up in their own end.
Yeah, they've been backed up because of a block in the back on that punt, but you got to be very careful if you're Pocatello not to be over-aggressive and give up a big play.
Alex Knowles across the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Fernando Huerta leading the way through that hole. Again, created a nice opportunity for Knowles on the play.
Starting to feature Knowles a little bit. Blake, what do you got?
Well, Neil Stott walked off the field, the offensive lineman from Mountain Crest a few minutes ago. It appears that his MCL, ACL is okay. It may just be a bruise, thankfully, at the bottom of his knee, and he may come back, but he's having a difficult time standing right now. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the update, Blake, and we'll keep our eyes on that situation. Neil Stott hopefully will be okay. This play goes past the 15. That'll be close to a first down for Mountain Crest.
Get a nice play, methodically moving themselves out of the shadow of their own end zone and a first down. Alex Caressa and co having a little bit of room to operate.
What have you thought of the adjustments by Pocatello on defense?
Yeah, I think part of the adjustment is the fact that they're not giving the ball back to Caressa. But on defense, I think their defensive backs, their safeties in particular, are playing a little bit tighter, so your receivers are not open. And then the front's just getting a push. You know, they're being able to get on the Mountain Crest side of the football.
Yeah, turnover is such a big deal in the short fields from those turnovers. Caressa steps up, and there is the pressure. Is going to be dropped at the 15-yard line. Moves forward to the 16.
Yeah,
but again, it's Teo.
That's Richie Teo. He's, good afternoon, Alex Caressa. I'm Richie. I'll be seeing you. I'll be your escort this afternoon. It's a nice play. Alex looking downfield, is seeing nothing. He decides to tuck it and run, and as soon as he does, as soon as he lowers his head, Teo's there to meet him. Trevor Rupp also in there on that tackle.
Teo from the stats, just 3 tackles coming in, but already has been a force in this one. 5:20 on a running clock here in the second quarter. Here's Caressa on a 2nd and 8. Looks downfield, and Stewart, is that caught inbounds to get a foot down? I believe he did. So another reception by Matt Stewart, who is the backup quarterback. He was in competition with Caressa. And certainly, wanted to play wide receiver this year. Last year he was a tight end, very versatile. Also plays on the defensive end. Now they're going to say it's out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like it was close over there. I think that's why Caressa, we heard him smack the sideline barrier over there. I don't know if he waited too long or if, Robbie Carr put the pressure on him and drove him out of bounds before he could complete that pass.
Carr's had a solid campaign so far. 10 tackles coming in and a couple of sacks. One of the leaders on that defensive front, Robbie Carr, number 90. So that brings up a 3rd and 8 for Caressa. Pressure coming again. And there is Carr. Penalty marker is down, but Robbie Carr getting his 3rd sack of the year.
This will be interesting to watch because where the flag is thrown looks like he may have, he was held. So not only can you not do it legally, illegally he couldn't keep him away from the quarterback.
Yeah, Carr got the offensive lineman on an island and took advantage of him. What a tremendous play by Robbie Carr. And Caressa is one of those quarterbacks that normally feels the pressure and he can roll out. Did that against Timpview in the semis last year, but couldn't avoid or escape Carr that time.
Face mask by the offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, Robbie Carr says you can try to grab whatever you want, but as soon as I smell the quarterback, I'm going to put my paw on him, and he's coming down.
Just a nice defensive effort that time by Carr. Pocatello able to stop Mountain Crest. Crest stays in and punts the football away. Nice return by Cody Powell, the 5'6", 140-pound returner. He is a senior. And Pocatello's got something here. They still trail, though, 12-7.
At TireRack.com, we don't just sell tires, we test them. On our test track and on real-world roads. So we stock nearly 1 million tires. That's the largest selection anywhere. And Tire Rack delivers to you or thousands of our independent recommended installers, usually in just 2 business days. Get a $75 Amazon.com gift card or $50 mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 select Dunlop tires. For details, go to TireRack.com/TV. TireRack.com. Research, buy, deliver, install.
The best cars, the best prices at Peterson Volvo, 4455 South Mason Street in Fort Collins. Volvo for life.
While we were away at break, Pocatello wasting little time. They start with a run play. Wes Howard picks up 5 yards, so it'll be a 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, not only did he surprise the Mountain Crest team, but he surprised our altitude team a little bit. Kind of snuck a play in there. But again, the teams have kind of leveled out. There was a little bit of excitement at the beginning, some instability created by Pocatello turning the ball over. But teams have kind of settled into who they are. 12-7 as we sit here with 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Saw a shot of Neil Stotts, who was shaken up a couple possessions ago for Mountain Crest, on his feet. So we hope that's a good sign. There he is, testing it laterally. Hopefully he'll be able to return for the Mustangs.
Yeah, we don't like to see those knee injuries. We had one a couple weeks ago when Timpview out of Utah came in here to play against Highland, and everything. Bronson Kafusi ended his campaign with a terrible injury in that game.
Kafusi, one of the best defensive players in the state of Utah, also a very good basketball player. And you're right, he hurt himself on this turf playing against Highland a couple weeks ago. Mountain Crest, they come up with a football, but the official says that he was down. Joseph Carley, the junior, came up with it, but it will remain with Pocatello.
Yeah, again, nice play by the Mustangs getting in there and shutting down. 2nd and 5 is a nice manageable down, and because of that great play, it's now 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 1.
Big 3rd down here for the Indians. Trailing 12-7, but have played much better of late. Is Pollard wide open. Again, it's Betts. This time could not haul it in. That play, everything but the catch.
You know, that's one of those, you watch Jacob Pollard as he stands back there and he's going to release this ball. You can almost see him dance.